Ricky Perini. This has been Sportstown Chicago's coverage of girls high school volleyball as Mother McCully Mighty Macs defeat St. Francis Spartans in 2 sets, both scores 20-25.
And remember, you can check out any of our thoughts on the blog by going to hsvchicago.blogspot.com for the latest volleyball information in the Chicagoland area. Joe and myself are going to be writing on the blog tonight. We might even get Lou on there, so you don't want to forget to check that out.
Have a good night, everyone, and mahalo.
Hey guys, it's Sunday morning. This is what you need to do. You need to get up, you need to go to church, you need to pray. You're asking yourselves why? Let me tell you why. Last night, remember the girls you messed with? All the drinks you were doing, the hooting and hollering, all the midgets you were tossing? Yeah, that's why you need to pray. Here's what you need to do. 13 Our Fathers, 17 Hail Marys, that'll have you covered. Never mind. Screw that. Here's what you need to do. You need to wake up, get over to the computer, go online, check out the Sunday Nooner with DK and Matt. Yeah, you heard me. The Sunday Nooner. Nothing says church like a nooner, especially when it's guaranteed. It's always a guaranteed nooner with DK and Matt on SportsTownChicago.com.
Let me tell you something, brother. This the Lunchbox Frankie Rodriguez, and Inside the Squared circles us every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Jack. If you want the very best in sports and entertainment, whether it's politics, pro wrestling, MMA, or even some movie stuff, I don't care what it is, brother. You tune in to the Lunchbox Frankie Rodriguez as he breaks it all down for you, tooth and nail, from pillar to post, and that's the fact, Jack. 10 to 1, here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to SportsTownChicago.com live coverage of the IHSA State Volleyball Tournament. We're back here for the 3A third place game between the Jacksonville Crimsons and the Champaign Centennial Chargers. Brad Miller. We got rid of Chris Labasco from the morning. We're joined now by Coach Laura Watling of the Marion Central Catholic Hurricanes. So we got somebody who actually knows a little bit about volleyball here for color. So we're going pretty well.
I like to think I do.
You definitely know more than him, I think. But not saying he's bad, but we won't go there.
Okay. I won't comment.
We do have two teams from Central Illinois taking each other on here in the third place game. Again, Champaign Centennial Chargers coming in at 36-5, and the Jacksonville Crimsons coming in at 30-9. Both teams losing their matches in the semifinals yesterday. Let's see if we can get you the starters really quickly here before we get started. For Champaign Centennial, first we have Libby Cocaine, Kelsey Olian, Allie Shannon, Kara Johnson, Rachel Jones, and rounding out the lineup is Madison Weldon. And we'll get you the starters for Jacksonville in just a minute as soon as they come back out on the court, because they just left us. And again, we are streaming on SportsTownChicago.com and also livestream.com. We have video streaming as well, so you can check us out on either of those platforms. And taking a look at these two teams, Champaign Centennial really seems to have a balanced offensive attack, not really one standout leader in terms of offense. A lot of different players, 5 different players with over 100 kills on the season. And taking a look at Jacksonville, they are led by Jalen Keene, who is a junior, and 439 kills on the season, so definitely their leader on offense.
Oh, yeah. I was watching yesterday, and she was their everything, I would say, for the most part. She looked phenomenal on offense. Watch for them to feed her the ball a lot. On Centennial, I really think they do have a lot of weapons for sure, but one standout for me was Lauren Cloyd looked really amazing out of the middle. So I have a feeling this might be a battle of the middles today. We'll see who can come out victorious.
And a little bit unusual that Lauren Cloyd actually not even in the starting lineup today. So that just shows you the depth of this Champaign Centennial team, that they can, and she is one of their leaders on offense, but she will be coming off the bench today.
Yeah,
very talented player.
And perhaps a matchup situation, because I noticed that Keene is in the back row, so maybe they want to put Cloyd against Keene. We'll see how that works out.
And we are underway. Champaign Centennial has the first serve, and they send it over, and that's going to be sent right away, kind of slipping as she went for to bump it over. Abby Tomhave just kind of slipped as she went over, and the first point will go to Centennial. Serve is up and over by Madison Weldon, and that's going to be another ace for Madison Weldon, coming right out of the gates with back-to-back aces and a 2-0 lead.
Very aggressive serving to start off this match.
Weldon back for the serve again. So dug out on the back line, set up by Bentley Stewart and sent over. And we've got a whistle. They're going to call that a double hit on Centennial. So first point for Jacksonville. 2-1 is our score early on in the first set. And back for the serve will be Tiffany Lacey. The junior sends the serve up and over, dug out by Lindsey Rogan, the libero, and a little tap over by Shannon, sent right back. Set up at the net by Weldon, and going for the kill is Libby Cocaine. And off of the block and out of bounds, Cocaine gets the kill, 3-1 lead for Centennial.
It was a great play, sweeping it off her hands like that when you were going up against Keene at the front. You can't go cross court.
Back for the serve is Cocaine. She gets it up and over. Set up high in the air and going for the kill. Tomhave, controlled by Centennial now. And kill into the block, but sent right back. Centennial keeps control of it though. Bumped up and over, but that's going to go out of bounds off the arms of Lindsey Rogan, the senior libero, wearing number 99 today. You don't see that very often.
No. Very unique injury.
Serve up by Tomhave, and that goes well out of bounds, a few feet behind the end line. Centennial gets the point and the 4-2 lead.
You know, I don't think Tomhave played yesterday. Yesterday they were using Hinton. I'm wondering if there's an injury of some sort.
Possibly, yeah, some sort of injury. And we have a whistle. And another ace for Centennial. Already 3 aces to start out the match this afternoon.
Really setting the tone on serve.
Lindsey Rogan had that ace, and she's back for the serve again. She sends it up and over. Set up in the air, and going for the kill is Thornley. Sent back a little tap over. Kelsey Olean sends it up over the block and gets the point, 6-2.
It was a great spot. They're really changing up their offense, keeping Jacksonville on their toes.
Absolutely doing a great job. Rogan sends a serve, line drive serve, dug out, a little tap, and goes into the net by Bentley Stewart, the setter. Tried to kind of just tap it over there and didn't get a good hit on it, and it goes into the net. Rogan back for the serve again. This one sent right back and going for the kill on the quick return. It is Rachel Jones, and she takes advantage of the easy pickings right there at the net.
It's great composure at the net by Jones. So a lot of times you'll see players get really excited about those and then just wail on them out of bounds or be in the net, but that was really great.
Yeah, it takes some good control in those situations. I mean, it should be easy points pretty much every time when you get the return right over the net like that. But like you said, some people just they get too anxious and they just try and hit it as hard as they can, but you have to know that pretty much wherever you hit it, as long as you're accurate, you're going to get the point right there.
Usually you are, yes, as long as you just have a good snap on the wrist. That's all it takes. And
Jones did it perfectly right there, the senior middle backer, 6 feet tall, and she used her height right there at the net to get the point, and now both teams already back out on the court out of the timeout. Centennial going from right to left, going from left to right are the Crimsons. Crimsons in their bright red tops with the white trim and white numbers. Centennial in. And now we've got a whistle.
Illegal headband.
That's the first time we've seen that today.
Probably any time in the state playoffs. That kind of thing doesn't happen too often at this point.
Usually you have that straightened out by the end of the season like this.
You should know what to wear. That's just a silly mistake, and now they're out of their timeouts.
Yeah, they're forced to use their timeout, so no more timeouts, and it's only 10 points into the match, so that's going to already down 8-2. That'll put them at even more of a disadvantage later on. Can't stop the play anymore. They're just going to have to go on with whatever they do.
Let's see now, this type of mistake can get very mental and get in the girls' heads. So let's see if they can overcome that kind of mentality and just step up their game here, leave it on the court instead of in.
Absolutely. It's the last game of the year. Leave it all out there. Rogan sends a serve over as we're underway again. And the return goes into the net, and on the third hit, can't get it over the net. So, nonetheless, 4 hits on the Crimson. Centennial gets another point. They're up 9-2 early on here. And Rogan continues the serve with the hot hand. Dugout set up a little tap over the net. Rogan keeps it alive with the right arm. And sent over, diving save by Kelsey Olean. Sends over a little tap over. Rogan keeps it alive again. And at the net, sent right back over by Jalen Keene, who you said was the player to watch here for the Crimsons. And she takes advantage of right there and gets her first kill on the evening.
Yeah, she's being very aggressive. Her team needs her now to really step up.
Thornley with the serve. Running up to dig it out and going for the kill is Kara Johnson. And she gets it.
It's a great shot down the line. They really don't have anybody back there to pick that shot up, so they need to work on reading a little bit better, adjusting their defense.
And Centennial taking advantage of everything that they can right now, up 10-3. And back for the serve. And that'll be Lexi Hall with the serve. And that'll be just out of bounds. So Jacksonville gets the point right there. And back for the serve now is Jalen Keene, the 6'2 junior. Serve up and over, set up at the net, and going for the kill, Lauren Cloyd. You said to watch out for her, and she gets the kill right there. Into the game off of the bench and taking advantage very quickly. The 6'2 senior.
Yeah, they're fast offense. It's hard to stop if they don't have a block up.
The serve is over dugout, and little tap over the double block. Centennial has control. Rogan sets it up now for Olean, and that's going to go off the block. So Centennial gets yet another point. 12-4 now is our score. Centennial running on all cylinders to start things out. Now back, Kara Johnson for the serve. Line drive serve down the far side. Kept alive. A little tap over the double block and diving save to keep it alive, but that's going to be a lift called.
Yeah, it's a great call. She didn't get underneath that ball, trying to set it when it was practically on the ground.
It's kind of a little desperation thing right there.
Yes.
Was able to get there, but not able to get a legal hit on it. So 12-5 is the score. The jump serve up and over.
Overlapping.
And we're getting all kinds of unusual calls here so far early on.
Yeah, for the last match of the season.
Kara Johnson back for the serve again with a 12-6 deficit. So dug out by Johnson, set up and going for the tap over is Cloyd, kept alive, and Cloyd going right back as it's sent back on the return and going for the big kill. Lauren Cloyd, another kill, 13-6 lead for the Chargers. Now back, Kelsey Olean. Sent it cross court, set up at the net, 10-foot line going for the kill. Jalen Keene, and she gets the kill, keeping it in. Jacksonville gets the point, 13-7. And Bentley Stewart coming back in, and she'll go right back for the serve. The senior back, sends it up and over, dug out by Rogan, set up at the net. Cloyd, little tap over, trying to get it over the double block, but kept alive by the Crimsons and sent right back. But that's going to be out of bounds on Maggie McNeil.
She needs to adjust her approach a little bit better. That's a great shot to go for that angle, but she was facing too far that way. She really needs to turn her shoulder more into the court.
And that's, if you do that, keep it a little bit more, a little less angle on it, keep it in. Not able to do that there. That one's set up by Stewart and going for the kill. 10-foot line was Keene. Kept alive, though. Rogan bumps it up and now up and over by Jones on the third hit. At the net, little tap over, kept alive. Chargers have control and going for the kill, and that goes into the block and out of bounds. Allie Shannon gets the kill, and we're really seeing this team approach by Centennial so far. Everybody getting in on the action.
Everybody getting in. That's great. It's really hard to defend against a team that uses every single one of their options.
This one dug out on the back line, kept alive and sent over on the third hit by Tom Have. Set up, going for the big kill is Rachel Jones.
It was a great swing.
Coming down with the hammer right there.
Once again, the front row for Jacksonville is not keeping up with their middles. They need to get a good block up.
Yeah, they're just not getting anything up at the net. And Centennial's taking advantage of that. That's bumped over, set up by Jones. Now set up high in the air. Cocaine with the kill attempt. Kept alive on the dig on the back line. McNeil taps it over. And set up a little tap over the double block. Good disguise by Jones, but kept alive by the Crimson. Sent over on the bump. Rogan over now going for the kill. Shannon kept alive again by the Crimson. Keene sending it over from the 10-foot line. Rogan coming in to keep it alive. Cross-court set, and they're going to call that a double hit.
Yeah, she did not get that high enough on her head. Tried to force it too much. One hand over compensated. Too much spin.
So Jacksonville gets the point. 16-8. Still down by 8 points, though. Tiffany Lacey now back for the serve. Set up at the net by Weldon. And going for the big kill again is Rachel Jones. Another kill coming down strong with the right hand. And Libby Cocaine now back. The 5'7" senior outside hitter back for the serve. And with a 17-8 lead. Serve up and over. Set up now going for the kill is Keene. And she gets that one from the left side. Just sending it towards the back line. Nobody home. And we get that kind of power on it.
Yes, great swing. That's what they need to keep doing. If she's hot right now, keep going for her.
Tom Have back for the serve. Set up, quick kill. Jones again. Coming down. We've been doing a really good job with that quick little set by Madison Weldon, and Jones sneaking in quickly before the defense can react. Lindsay Rogan back for the serve again. She sends it over. Set up high in the air, now set up at the net. Going for Keene, and she's going to get the kill as it falls down to the floor off of the block. Jacksonville gets the point. 18-10 now the score.
Yet another battle of the middles. I like to see this because middles don't always get that involved, and that means that both of these defenses are doing a good job getting the ball to their setters so they can run those middle attacks.
This one at the 10-foot line, and that's going to be sent down into the bottom of the net by Libby Cocaine. Just hit off of her hand funny. Kind of maybe mistimed her jump a little bit, it looked like out there.
Yeah, she might have lost in the lights, too. These lights can be
That's true. These
tough.
lights are, it's kind of lost, but when you look up there, it is really bright up there.
It can get a little bit overwhelming.
Definitely for people who not a lot of experience playing here for most of these teams. Rogan digs it out. Cross-court set going for Johnson, and it's just sent right back on the block. Jacksonville finally able to get that block up at the net. They get the point, 18-11.
That's what they need to do. She needs to close that block every time and press over.
Served by Sarah Thornley up and over. Jones going for the kill, and she can't keep it in though, sending it just a little wide, shooting for that back corner, couldn't get it there, and now Centennial wants a timeout as Jacksonville's going on a little bit of a run. They're back to within 5, 18-13.
Yeah, you know, they're doing a good job of starting to get the ball control down. At first they weren't able to pass, and then, you know, they can't feed the ball to Keene or really get much of anything going when you can't pass. But once they've started to get that going, setters are doing a good job of finding Keene on the court and really getting the points back. And
you can see, I mean, two very talented teams. Centennial was able to get off to that hot start and taking advantage of what Jacksonville was giving them too, where they weren't able to do that. But now Jacksonville coming back a little bit. They're getting the ball to Keene a little bit more. They're able to work the offense through her. They're getting the defense back in position. They're able to close up those blocks. They've been really doing a good job with that. And
right, and that's what they need to do because, you know, they're out of timeouts. They don't have many other options. So we might have a match. This will be a good one if they can keep the momentum.
And we're back out on the court. Sarah Thornley with the serve. Set up going for the kill. Jones again, this time dug out on the back line. Into the net, though, and sent under the net by Sammy Suttles. So give the point to Centennial out of the timeout. 19-13. Back to a 6-point lead. And Lexi Hall now in and back for the serve. And she sends it down the right sideline. Kept in play, a little dump over, kept alive, diving save by Hall. And up high in the air, Cocaine from the 10-foot line sends it over. Set up a little tap over by Keene into the block, and that goes down to the floor. Jacksonville gets the point, 19-14.
Centennial was there for the block. They just were not pressing whatsoever over the net. They really need to press over and finish their block.
And now Jalen Keene back for the serve. This one dug out, set up by Hall. going for the big kill, Lauren Cloyd. She gets up and sends it down with the hammer and gives her team a 6-point lead.
Very clean attack. Really nice run.
Bring the ball up for the serve is Kara Johnson. She sends it over. Set up at the net. Trying to go for the kill is McNeil, but it's sent right into the block and right back in her face. Centennial gets the block closed that time, 21-14.
That time they definitely pressed over the net.
Johnson back for the serve again. Line drive serve dug out as it hits the floor by Keene. And now Keene from the 10-foot line into the net. 22-14 Centennial on top. Back again is Johnson for the serve. Again, the 5'8 senior. Line drive serve up and over, and that is going to be an ace as it hits off the arms of Jalen Keene on the back line. She can't do anything with it. 23-14. Johnson back. Throws it up, and the serve up and over. Keene gets a clean dig on it this time. Set up and going into the net is J.C. Fate.
Making a lot of unforced errors right now. They really need to clean up their game.
And that'll make it set point for Centennial, 24-14. Johnson sends the serve over. Line drive serve dug out. Now set up and sent over on the third hit by Pate. Set up by Hall. Going for the kill. Jordan Hopkins, and she can't keep it in. Jacksonville gets the point. They stave off elimination for the time being, 24-15. And Erica Howell, the libero, back for the serve. Jump serve up and over. Rogan over to Hall, going for the kill. Cloyd dug out nicely to keep this one alive. And going for the kill into the double block, kept alive and sent over by the Crimsons, but sent out of bounds. Good attempt by the Crimsons there. Almost had that one.
It was great coverage all around, and you hate to see that happen when somebody makes an amazing play like that for your team. Got an awesome dig or, saved a ball, and then you send it long or send it out of bounds on the free ball. It happens.
It happens, and unfortunately for the Crimsons that time it happened on set point, so
yes.
Centennial does take the first set 25-15. Two teams will switch sides and head into the second set. And what do you think are the keys to the second set now?
Well, I think for Jacksonville, it's going to obviously be to start off strong. They had a nice run there where they started to pass the ball and make good setting decisions. And when that happens, then they can set the tone a little bit. When they can get Keene involved, they do really well. She only has one error on 10 attempts, so she's a very consistent, steady player for them. For Centennial, I think that they need to continue the pressure. They were serving really aggressively, so they need to continue doing that. I don't think they had a lot of errors as far as attacks or serving. So if they can continue to play a cleaner game than Jacksonville, then they'll most likely take this match for third place.
Absolutely. That's what they were able to do that in the first set. Take a quick look at the stats you mentioned for Jacksonville. Keene leading the way with 5 kills. Only 1 error on 10 attempts, so hitting percentage of 40%. Doing a very good job, but only 1 other kill for Jacksonville for the entire team, won by Maggie McNeil.
And look at all the mistakes.
7 errors, only 6 kills. That's just not going to get it done. And that's one of the big reasons they lost by 10 right there. All those errors. Centennial, on the other hand, 13 kills, only 5 errors as a team. So doing a pretty good job out there on offense. Rachel Jones leading the way, 5 kills, only 1 error for her on 7 attempts. So a very effective offensive attack from her. 2 more kills for Olean, 3 for Lauren Cloyd, and 1 other for Cocaine, Shannon, and Johnson. We're seeing just how well this team can spread the ball around on offense. They don't have to go through one player all the time, and when you have that many weapons out there, it's just that much more difficult to defend.
It's very difficult to block, and I think it shows because Jacksonville was not able to really put up a good block because they couldn't key in on any one player. There was a consistent effort from everybody on the court, whereas Centennial knows that Jacksonville is going to be using Keene. So they can more easily anticipate and put a block up, and they did have some nice blocks. and touches when they were able to be there.
Two teams are back out on the court now. Again, they'll switch sides. Centennial now going left to right. Jacksonville going right to left. Again, just getting ready for the second set here at Redbird Arena at Illinois State University. 3A consolation game. Kind of still playing for, more playing for pride in a game like this, but always want to go out to end the season with a win.
Yes, and you know, everybody wants to end with a win. I mean, nothing feels better than to say, hey, you're one of 4 teams, that you can end with a win.
And we're underway. The serve is up and over by Bentley Stewart. And Jones is going to send it back over on the third hit. Now going for the kill. Into the block goes Tom Haves, sent right back. And now a little tap over the double block. And getting it down is Sarah Thornley. So give the first point to Jacksonville right out the gate, 1-0.
That's what they need to do, set the tone early, mixing it up. That was a really nice shot.
Back for the serve again is Bentley. She sends it over, set up by Rogan, set up at the net. And going for the kill. Off the tape, kept alive.
Oh.
I think they're going to say that it hit the ground first.
I don't know if I can agree with that call.
Looked like she got underneath of that one pretty cleanly to me.
It didn't make the sound. We'll see.
Nonetheless, though, the referees give the point to Centennial, so 1-1 is our score. And the serve is up and over. Keene digs it out. Set up by Bentley over to McNeil, going for the kill, and she just kind of floats it into the center of the court where nobody was waiting for Centennial, and they will take advantage and take the 2-1 lead.
For sure, I tell my girls a kill is a kill. Doesn't always have to be pretty, but as long as you find the spots, that's all that matters.
It's a point all the same.
Yes.
And that serve is up and over by Lacey, and going for the big kill is Rachel Jones. And just able to keep it in the right sideline. Getting the point, tying things back up at 2 apiece early on here in set 2 action. Rogan back for the serve, and she's going to send that one into the net. That one looked like she knew right off the bat that it wasn't fitting over the net.
Yeah, you could tell it was kind of a low toss. Didn't give herself time to really get it all of that ball.
And this serve well up over the net and bumped up on the back line. Now going for the kill, and getting the kill is Kara Johnson. Look at the point for Centennial and tie things back up at 3 apiece. Now going back is Lexi Hall for the serve. She'll serve from the right side, and she sends it off the tape and just over, kept alive though by the Crimson, sent over on the third hit by Keene. Set up by Hall, and going for the kill is Olean, and that's going to go off the block. Centennial gets the point, 4-3 lead.
It was a nice shot to swing high off of her hand. She saw she had Keene in front of her. There weren't a lot of options, so she swung high, got the fingertips. Great shot.
Back to the serve again is Hall. She gets it up and over. Set up Keene going for the kill off of the block, and it goes down to the floor before Lindsey Rogan could get in there to try and dig it out. So 4-4 the score, ties it back up. And back for the serve, Sarah Thornley. Justice Hammers also into the game for Jacksonville, and that's going to be off the arms of Hall. Give the ace to Sarah Thornley, and they take the lead 5-4. Back again is Thornley for the serve. It's up and over, dug out by Rogan, set up at the net, but that's going to go out of bounds into press row over there on the opposite side of the court from us. 6-4 Jacksonville.
Doing a great job serving more aggressively this game. Puts Centennial on their heels.
Thornley with the serve up and over at the net. Joust one by Jacksonville. Now sent right back in their court. Set up at the net. Going for the kill. Jalen Keene, and she's got another one. 7-4 Jacksonville on top by 3.
Centennial needs to know that they're going to be setting her, and that time they still did not have a block on her.
Thornley back for the serve again. Dug on the back line. Hall sets it up, and going for the kill is Cloyd. Kept alive at the net. Now going for the kill off the block and down to the floor. J.C. Pate gets the point. 8-4 Jacksonville. And with that, Centennial wants a timeout to talk things over as they are down by 4, and Jacksonville has been on quite a bit of a run lately.
Yeah, they look like they found a little bit of confidence, a little bit of swagger, so to speak. You know, they're swinging more aggressively, they're playing well and covering the court. All of the things that they really need to do if they want to take over this match. Centennial really needs to pick up their passing. For some reason, they've let that slip a little bit. It looks like they're second-guessing themselves. Need to get the confidence back.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just the passing hasn't been there for them. A lot of mistakes that can be avoided out there if you're Centennial. And maybe the timeout, maybe they'll be able to refocus now. We'll see what happens when they come back out on the court, as they are already back out on the court. Jacksonville joins them now coming out of timeout as the air horn sounds here, signaling the end of the timeout. A very loud horn here at Redbird Arena. And back for the serve again is Sarah Thornley. That's sent over, set up at the net and going for the kill, and that's a good way to come out of the timeout right there.
That's what every coach wants to see. Great timeout.
Can't draw it up any better than that. As the score's now 8-5. Kara Johnson back for the serve. Set up, going for the kill. Keene sent right back in her face. Kept alive, though, by the Crimson. But that one goes right in by the net and by the sideline. Thornley couldn't get a hit on it. 8-6 now. Jacksonville only up by 2. Johnson back for the serve again.
Ooh, bad toss.
Bad toss, but she still does get it over.
Did a great job getting that over.
And now we've got a whistle.
In the net.
Net violation on Centennial. 9-6 is the score.
Those are those little mistakes that you can't afford to start making now. Really need to clean up your game.
Really down by 3. You need to clean things up as that serve goes up and over. Cloyd sends it over with the right hand at the net. Set up a little tap over, goes into the, they're going to say that one into the net. So back down to the floor it goes. 9-7, Centennial back down by 2. Kelsey Olean back for the serve. The lefty sends it up and over. Soft serve. Set up McNeil going for the kill. Kept alive by Olean. Hall over to Cloyd, and she gets the kill off of the block. 9-8, Centennial all of a sudden back to within 1.
It was a really smart play. Keep going through your middle. Cloyd and Jones are your strong hitters, hot hitters right now.
Another soft serve set up by Thornley, and that's going to be sent right back off of the block. 9-9, Centennial ties it back up. Again, back to the serve. Olean sends it up and over, set up by Thornley. A little tap over by Keene from the 10-foot line. Kept alive. Hall sets it up. Going for the hammer is Cloyd, and
nice. Oh.
Able to get it back in play was J.C. Pate, but nobody able to get a third hit on it to send it back over. Centennial now leads by 2, 11-9. Olean continues to serve. Bumped up, set up by Thornley over to McNeil, going for the kill. Into the block and right down to the floor. Give the Crimsons the point. And that'll tie things up at 10 apiece.
Definitely needed a little bit of that momentum shift to get the point back.
The libero, Erica Howell, back for the serve. She'll throw it up, a little jump serve, up and over, line drive serve, just clears the net. Hall sets it up, and Cloyd into the double block, kept alive. Yeah, we've got a whistle.
Cloyd was in the net. Not sure when, but at some point.
Nonetheless, she is called for the net violation, and Jacksonville retakes the lead 11-10. And now we're ready to go again. Serve over by Howell, but not in play as that one goes well off the left sideline. Centennial gets the point. That'll tie things back up at 11. And back into the game is Madison Weldon, the setter. She'll go back for the serve. She sends it up and over. Dug up by Keene, set up at the net by Thornley. Went for the kill right into the block, though, goes Abby Tomhave. Right back in her face, down to the ground. Centennial's
block is looking really great right now. It's very closed, and they're pressing, and they're going up together. It's really not hard to get a ball past that.
Madison Weldon sends a serve, line drive serve up and over Thornley sets it up, but nobody there, and doesn't matter because she's called for a double hit.
I think she might have been trying to tip that ball. Looks like that.
Yeah, it looked like she kind of got
But she
caught
just,
in between right there.
Yeah, couldn't make up her mind exactly on where she wanted to go with it.
Weldon sends a serve, another line drive serve over, dugout on the sidelines. Bumped up and now set over by Thornley behind the 10-foot line. Bumped up by Rogan, and going for the kill is Ayla Dew. And it's sent back, but they're able to get it right back. Centennial gets the point, 14-11.
It was a smart play. Everybody was ready to dig that ball, and she found the open spot on the court. Just a nice soft shot.
Weldon back for the serve again. Dugout on the back line. Set up over to McNeil. Kept alive on the tap, sent right back. Thornley's going to set it up again. This time going for Tom Have. Kept alive. Centennial. And the kill attempt goes into the net by Ayla Dew. Jacksonville gets the point, 14-12.
Tom Have is doing a nice job. Yesterday, for her not playing, them using Hinton, she looks like she's not letting the nerves get to her. She's doing a nice job out there.
The serve is dug out by Rogan. Set up and going for the kill is Johnson. Shannon, I should say, but sent back. Johnson sets it up for Weldon, going for the kill off of the block. Rachel Jones gets another kill. Out of the middle, 15-12. Centennial up by 3.
Jacksonville needs to make sure their defense is set. That time, they looked like they were ready to dig it, but they weren't actually planted to get a good base.
And back for the serve. Centennial sends it up and over McNeil. Peacock digs it out. And going for the kill into the block, sent right back.
Single block.
Single block. Sarah Thornley there, getting up and closing it in and sending it right back. Tiffany Lacey now in. She'll go back for the serve. And she'll send it over. Set by Rogan. Up, going for the kill. Shannon sent right back. Now going for the kill. Big block by Jones. And Centennial keeps control, but they're called for the lift after they regain control. 15-14. Jacksonville only down by 1 now.
It's just the little things right now, the details that are killing Centennial. If they can keep it clean, they'll have the advantage.
Lacey sends it up and over on the serve. Little dump sent right back. Now set up by Weldon, going for the tap over. And getting the kill, Kara Johnson, as that one falls to the floor. 16-14 Centennial, a 2-point lead here in set 2 of the third place match in 3A. Rogan with the serve up and over, dug out by Keene, set up at the net and going back over to Keene, sent right back on the block. Set back now going for Tom Have, sent over. Weldon now sets it up over to Shannon, little tap over, kept alive at the net. High in the air, Keene going for the kill into the block, and that's actually going to be called 4 hits.
Yeah.
And Centennial will get the point, 17-14.
That was the correct call. She had inadvertently hit it the first time.
Little tap over at the net by Bentley Stewart. Kept alive, though, and going for the kill. Were they able to keep that one in? Yes, they were.
It was a nice shot hitting those lines. It's really hard to defend when someone is hitting you right on the line, deep or on the side.
Absolutely. That gives Centennial a 4-point lead, 18-14. And Jacksonville wants to use their timeout. Their first timeout. And they just need to just get in there, calm themselves down. They got off to a good start, but now Centennial's kind of taken over the match.
Yeah, I think they've really set the tone at the net, Centennial has. They started blocking everything, including their blocking Keene, and I think it's frustrating Jacksonville, and so that's why they're getting a little sloppy. They're thrown off their game a little bit. They need to recompose, draw up a new game plan, run a different shot with Keene perhaps, to keep Centennial guessing.
Absolutely. Centennial doing a much better job at the net. They're doing a good job, and when you know where the offense is going, it's a lot easier to defend that way.
Yes.
And just like you said, they've been able to do that very well. We'll see if Jacksonville can come out of the timeout and kind of mix things up a little bit as Rogan sends a serve over. Dugout Keene's going to set it up and bumped over by Thornley on the third hit. Set up by Weldon. Going for the kill is Jones off the block again. Give Jones another kill. That's 9 for her.
She's doing a really great job of terminating nearly every set that comes her way. And that's a good thing to do for a middle.
Dug out by the libero, set up and going for a little tap over. Is Keene kept alive by Weldon over to Rogan. And going for the kill. And that's going to go all the way into the bench. Give the point to, didn't see who that was.
I think it was from the back row, perhaps.
Well, nonetheless, 20-14 is the lead. This one sent over by Tom Have, kept alive. Rogan sets it up and going for the kill with the hammer is Tara Johnson. 21-14.
Centennial is really rolling right now, and Jacksonville has to figure it out real quick. They don't have a lot of time.
A substitution coming in for Jacksonville. Kaylee Steckel coming in for the first time. She'll replace Tiffany Lacey. Just trying to mix things up out there, find a combination that works. This one dug out on the back line by the libero. Set up and going for the kill is Keene. And she gets this one down to the floor. 21-15.
She mixed up her shot. She's been doing a lot of the cross court and roll shots. That time she went line and there was nobody there to defend.
Yes. Lob serve up and over. Weldon sets it up. Going for Jones. Off the block, kept alive by the Crimson. Keene going for the kill right into the block though, and that's sent right back. Good job closing up the block by Centennial. 22-15, 7-point lead.
Yeah, their blocking is really sharp. That's exactly what they needed. You can tell Keene is getting frustrated.
And now back for the serve, Lexi Hall with a 7-point lead. Line drive serve dug out by Thornley, set up at the net over to Keene. A little tap over off the block, kept alive at the net, and that's going to come down on Centennial's side. As Cloyd just didn't get a hit on it before it came down. 22-16 is the score. Back for the serve.
Justice Hammers is in.
That's set up by Hall. And Cloyd into the block, sent right back. Kept alive, though, by the Chargers. And going for the kill is Shannon. Kept alive and sent over on the third hit. And that one glanced off the antenna by J.C. Pate. Centennial gets the point, 23-16.
It's a smart decision, but she's got to watch her angles. Trying to break any momentum here. Use as many subs as you can, timeouts, whatever it takes. There's only 2 points left for your opponent. You got to figure out any way to stop the bleeding.
And Kara Johnson sends a serve over. So it's set up by Gabby Mann, and going for the kill is Keene. Sent right back, though, but that's going to go out of bounds. So give the point to the Crimson, 23-17 on the kill by Keene. Maggie McNeil coming back in. And Brooke Woods coming in also. The junior coming in, and she'll go back for the serve. 23-17. Referees give the all clear. And the serve is over by Woods, dug out by Rogan, set up by Hall. Cloyd going for the kill. And just can't keep it in though. Trying to sneak it down the sideline and couldn't keep it there. 23-18. Woods back for the serve again. She sends it over. Rogan over to Weldon and sent over. McNeil sends it over, trying to dump it over. Kept alive though. Cloyd going for the kill, and that's going to be off the arms of the libero, Erica Howell. 24-18, and that'll make a match point for the Centennial Chargers.
That time Cloyd definitely got all of that swing. It was a really nice shot. Howell's been doing a pretty good job back there, but it's hard to defend those angles.
And now serving for the match will be Kelsey Olean. And she sends it over. This one dugout set up at the net. McNeil going for the tap over from the 10-foot line. Hall sets it up and going for the kill. Right into the block is Braggill. Sent right back into the block again. Goes Shannon. And keeping it alive for the time being are the Crimson, 24-19.
Couple key blocks by McNeil just when her team needed it, keeping them alive.
Erica Howell back for the serve. A 5-point deficit and match point. Serve is up and over, and that one goes long, and that's how we're going to end this one. The service error by Erica Howell gives the set and the match to Centennial. 25-19. They win that third place trophy in straight sets, 25-15 and 25-19. And Coach, who would you give our SportsTownChicago.com player of the game to for this match?
For this match,
I know it's
I
hard
would
to
say,
choose.
I know. Centennial has so many weapons, but I think Rachel Jones really played a very nice, clean game. Considering that she was given a fair amount of attempts, she hit for a high percentage, a lot of kills, was great at the net. So I would give her the player of the game. And
I think I would tend to agree with you. Her only 9 kills, so not a big number of kills, but only 13 attempts, only 1 error, hitting it at 61.5% hit percentage. So can't really do much better than that at the net. And Centennial just overall 29 kills on 61 attempts, 11 errors, hitting right around 30%. That's doing a very good job against a very good Jacksonville team too, who just kind of had a tough first set, and they just weren't able to overcome that in the second set.
Yeah, I feel like they can never really get a decent sustained momentum. They ran into a lot of hard swings, tough blocks, and it threw them off a little bit. I think that there's a lot of bright spots for them down the line. I mean, Keene is only a junior, so they could still have a good thing going next year. But you know, they just really need to work on the ball control. If they can get that, then they will be in a good spot.
Absolutely, and still a very successful season for the Crimsons. They finish at 30-10, and anytime you make it to the state tournament, I mean, you can't complain about that.
No, especially considering last year that Centennial was the team that knocked them out. That's somewhat amusing.
Something you don't see all the time. And
yes.
This time Centennial beats them again, this time for the third place trophy. Once again to wrap that one up, 25-15 and 25-19 in straight sets. We'll be back in a little bit. We're going to continue our action. We have the 3A state championship game, and this is going to be a good one. Wheaton St. Francis Spartans will be taking on the Richmond Burton Lady Rockets. Two teams, very successful teams out of Northeast Illinois.
Mm-hmm. Two teams that we have played several times, each of them this year and every year really, but so I know these teams very well. This would be a fantastic final.
Absolutely, and we'll get your perspective on that in a little bit once we come back, once we head up to match time for that. But for now, we'll take a little break, and we will be back. The match is scheduled to start at 5:30, may start a little bit earlier than that. We have been running a little bit early today, which we'll see. So as soon as that match is just about ready to get underway, we'll be back 5:30, maybe a little bit before that. We'll be back with the 3A state championship game right here on SportsTownChicago.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Rick Camp of SportsTownChicago.com, the Region Sports Network and AM 1280 WBIG. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to be on radio or TV, then you need to contact the Illinois Center for Broadcasting. Our faculty, filled with industry professionals, will show you in 10 short months how to succeed in every aspect of radio and TV, get you an internship at places like B96, 670 The Score, Q101, WGN, NBC, and more. If you can't wait to get behind a mic, you're in luck. In your first month, you can be on air on one of our 3 internet radio stations, SportsTownChicago.com, JamsOnAir.com, and TheEdgeOnAir.com, which all are heard worldwide. If a career in broadcasting sounds good to you, then call ICB at 630-916-1700 and set up a time to come see the campus at 455 South